Welcome to Local Point, your life, your stories, with your host, David Gale.
Hello and welcome to Local Point. I'm your host for today, David Gale. Today we have Tonya Keiffer from the Department of Natural Resources, and I'm very, very excited about today's Local Point because we've already had a long discussion before we started recording, and we need to get back to some of these questions. So let's pretend like we haven't met.
Okay, we never met.
And tell us, Tonya, from the Department of Natural Resources, what is your title? What do you do?
So I am the Conservation Outreach Manager, and so basically I work with the public, and we are the front line of the Division of Wildlife Resources, and that we are trying to educate and entertain the public with all wildlife related anything, any information. We work with public, on the media, newspapers, radios, and so my job primarily is to get that information out to those entities and try to be a buffer between the biologists and the citizens and try to teach people about wildlife in every aspect.
Okay, and you do that, you said, in several ways. Getting a hold of the media, you're here talking to us now, but when it comes to the public, what's the best way that DNR actually interacts with the public to give them information?
A lot of the ways we interact, we do, we have our website, we are able to get a lot of information out to the public that way, and especially our social media outlets. Facebook is clutch these days for how we communicate with our constituents, and so when we need to update them on what's going on, it's one of the fastest ways that we can get word out immediately to them. Email blast as well. We do newspaper releases and radio releases. Sometimes those are a little delayed as far as information is concerned. So a lot of it, we keep up with the way people communicate a lot with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
So if there are people out in our region who are interested in what's going on out with the natural resources, they should subscribe?
Yeah, totally. They can check out we just got our actual regional page here in the Vernal area for our Facebook. So it's Division of Wildlife Resources, Northeastern Utah. So there's 5 different pages, which is confusing sometimes because we have a main page too. But we try to keep each of the regions based on what's going on in those
just
regions.
Right here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we have the ability to make sure that the public is up to speed immediately with any information and events, or maybe there's a bear walking downtown, maybe there's a moose that needs to be relocated out of a campground. There was last week.
Really?
One of the towns, being new to Vernal, I don't exactly know which town it was. I want to say it was Mighton, but there was a Mighton. Yes, there was a bear walking downtown, and we had to, we have these kind of situations happen a lot of time where wildlife does interact with public, and so we had to address that and go and get the bear and relocate it. But it happens, and that was one way that we can get to the public immediately and let them know there is no situation. We have everything under control. All the proper authorities have been contacted. Let us show you the pictures now, which is how we're going to communicate with them. So.
Hashtag Yogi Bear.
Hashtag awesome.
Okay, so you have immediate kind of breaking news information that's put out on these social media outlets. What other kind of information are people getting from there?
They're getting up-to-date information on season starts. This is our busiest season of the entire year, hunting season, and everyone loves it. Whether we're an actual employee of the division or you are a hunter or avid sportsman, this is the season. Last weekend, September 24th, we had chucker hunts start. Now, tomorrow or this coming weekend, October 1st, there's going to be waterfowl season starting, which this area is kind of a well-kept secret for its waterfowl hunting.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody knows about it in this state, and I probably don't want to tell anybody about it because it's awesome.
We want to keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, kind of keep the basin hidden, but waterfowl season starts October 1st. In the middle of the week, you've got, general muzzleloader season starting. All the season starts, rifle season, archery season already happened earlier in the start of the fall. So there's all these amazing things that are happening in the fall time, and immediate gratification of checking our Facebook page to see when season starts. Go to our website on our calendar page where they can see the exact season start dates and ends so that people are staying legal.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the biggest thing.
Get out of there when it's over there. Show up when it starts.
We want you to be legal within our season start dates, and make sure that you're harvesting the proper animal for those season dates specifically. Right. So yeah, this is we are crazy right now, and it is so fun because even if you go out on the mountain right now and you can find a secluded place all by yourself, it can happen anywhere. You go out and just listen to the elk calling everywhere.
They're all over the place.
We did it this week. It was amazing. Did some bison classifications to see how the herds are doing, and there are elk screaming everywhere. And so right now is the time of year when all these amazing things are happening, plus fishing. Nobody knows that fall fishing is as big as it is.
I got it. There's so much to talk about. Okay, so we're going to talk more about fishing as well as other things that you can expect to get from the Department of Natural Resources and Tonya as she tweets it out there to the world. So stay with us. We're going to be right back after this quick break. Hey everybody, welcome back to Local Point. Tonya Keiffer is joining me with the Department of Natural Resources. We're talking all about outreach, about how you can know about what's going on with your natural resources. And when we left, we were talking about people getting status updates from Facebook, from Twitter, from Instagram. What are some of the maybe addresses or names that they need to look up in order to subscribe?
So they can go to wildlife.utah.gov to check out our website with our calendar page with all of our season start dates, hunt boundaries, maps, everything that's coming up. Facebook, Division of Wildlife Resources, Northeastern Utah, specifically for vernal. Utah Division of Wildlife Resources for our main page. And then you can look those same names up as well for Instagram and for Twitter.
And then you find what those names on there, whatever they're called.
Yeah, so make sure you're looking those up. The biggest things we want to make sure that we're getting out to the public right now, all seasons are starting right now.
Yes.
The youth hunts are coming up for pheasants. Waterfowl season starts, muzzleloader, rifle. All of these season dates are very, very important to know when they start and stop, as well as hunt boundaries. Make sure people are checking those out. You can find them on all of our websites and information like that. You can also check us out at our actual office here in Vernal on 318 North Main Street. All of our guidebooks are there physically that people can take out and carry by hand.
Oh, very nice. They could maybe have their iPad and the real one and compare them.
Compare them, yeah. And that we have an application that you can download on your phone so you no longer have to carry your license with you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you have to tag your animal when you harvest it, but yeah, so if you look on your iTunes store and look up Utah DWR, there's an app that you can download that has all your license information so that you never forget it again. And we're one of the first states in the U.S. to actually come through with that.
Well, and speaking about Utah, before we started, you were talking about how unique this state is when it comes to natural resources. Maybe you can tell me a little bit more about what makes Utah, and specifically the Uintah Basin.
Yeah, it's one of the most diverse regions within the state of Utah, but within any of the nations in the United States. The Uintah Basin specifically has the Uintah Mountains. They're the only mountain range that runs east to west in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so that's very unique. Plus, you can go from desert to alpine in a matter of just, a half hour or more. And these are areas that you aren't going to experience this anywhere else in the United States. And so people love to come here to visit for that reason, because we have more wildlife diversity in this state than most other states has.
What about fish? You were talking. Fish. You had said something about you named a fish I'd never heard of.
Arctic grayling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this area is really, I mean, the diversity in fish species here, especially in the fall time for fishing, the waters are cooling down. The fish are starting to become more active because they like those cooler waters, especially mountain fish. Arctic grayling are, very fun to catch, and they're beautiful. They have like peacock sail fins almost.
Really?
And yeah, when you catch them, most people don't know what they are because it's not a fish that was specifically native to Utah, but we do manage it as a game fish, and people love to catch them this time of year. They're beautiful in their colors.
Is that something? The name Arctic makes me think you've got to go to the alpine areas to catch those.
A lot of times you do. You go higher up into the mountains to catch them. Some of the waters in the valley of Salt Lake, you can catch them, but typically mountain ranges, something above 5,000 feet or more, they like those colder water streams. But you can access that very easily by going up like the Dry Gulch area or going up towards Daggett County into those mountains. It's a very accessible fish to catch in this area.
See how awesome we are? Where's the camera? See how awesome we are? You guys probably knew that. I wasn't quite aware. So we've got about just a little over a minute left. Those things, again, that the Department of Natural Resources wants to be sure that during this very busy time that people are doing so that we stay safe.
Yeah, you want to stay safe. We want to stay legal. If people find that there are poachers out in the, out in the wilderness, they're stealing from you and me and every other taxpayer within the state of Utah. We manage wildlife for the state of Utah, for the citizens, and for wildlife. And if somebody is poaching that animal, they're stealing from everyone else. Right. So we have a UTIP hotline that people can turn in poachers. It's never always going to be an immediate thing that they're turned in and they're caught the next day. Most like our criminal system works with local law enforcement, but any kind of information helps. License plate information, description of person, vehicle, any of that, pictures especially. We have tons of people that turn in poachers all the time because just those few little things turn into a Facebook page or a UTIP call. If somebody called and let people know. We want to make sure that we manage these wildlife for the people, and so we want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe, number one, in this hunting season that's starting. And as well as not stealing from the public.
Very nice. Thank you so very much for coming in.
You're
We're all out of
welcome.
time. Thank you for watching. Get out, enjoy the fall, and stay with us. You've got this week's community calendar coming up next.
On this episode of Wild Air, we take you to the high Uintah Wilderness for an archery elk hunt. Then, we ride along with a DNR officer as he patrols our local hunting grounds. All of this on the latest episode of Wild Air.
Hello, friends, and welcome to this week's community calendar, presented by your local Vernal Area Chamber of Commerce, building commerce one member at a time. Go to vernalchamber.com to get more information about upcoming events. Hey, there's a new Bison Ranch. It's nearing completion, and the Ute tribe hopes that this is just the beginning for further economic development. Take a look.
We're in La Pointe, Utah. It's the holding trail for the bison.
Really excited about this project, and it's been in a planning session for almost a year and a half now, and to see it actually built and the bison there is very, very rewarding.
We've been working from before sun up all the way until sundown on this with the buffalo, feeding and watering and making sure they're well taken care of and fed. It's amazing to be around these animals. I mean, like I said, the respect and the way we regard the buffalo, it's just a great feeling when you go home.
Moving forward, we do want to eventually work with the different school districts and provide educational or cultural type classes or tours.
It's very healthy, lean meat. It's all organic, grass-fed. You can purchase it at the Ute Plaza or Might and Grill and at the Ute Crossing Grill.
We look at this project as a historical and cultural venture. If you didn't know, and the history of the tribes with the buffalo, they once served us as our food, our shelter, our way of lifestyle. We are now using the bison in that manner, but in more of a modern and contemporary setting for economic development and sustainability within our tribe.
And we do have this on 24-hour surveillance, and we just want people to understand that this is our food, and we want them to be respected.
It's really something that I think is really impressive that we've come this far with. Is really something special for our people.
I'm kind of excited about that. I've never actually had bison meat before. Okay, now let's take a look at this weekend's schedule. We got so much going on. Oh my goodness, we're in fall. Fall really is the best season, isn't it? I think it is. I'm going to go ahead and say that it is. Friday, September 23rd, we start with live Basin football coverage at Springville at Uintah. Uintah is 3-2 right now, right? So that means they're mostly good. Let's help them stay good. They're kicking butt. I think they're. Can I say kicking butt, guys? No? Okay, good. Oh, they said okay. It's the homecoming game. There's going to be a parade and a tailgate party beforehand, and you can stream it live. At least the game and the pregame stuff. VTVchannel6.com. Hey, are you guys doing the parade? No, not doing the parade, but you can see the other stuff. VTV6.com, VTVchannel6.com. Anyway, the coverage starts at 6:50. And of course, after the game, Facebook exclusive post-game show with our friends Mark and John. Such great guys. Now on to Saturday, September 24th. The maze at Waterfowl Ranch. You may have known this as the Bluebell Corn Maze. Man, do I love this. There's so much to do. They've got the maze, right? And if you go online, you look at their website, I think it's bluebellcornmaze.com. I hope that's right. Does it say on here? It doesn't. Anyway, you're going to see that the maze is like, it's Star Trek. It's the Enterprise that you walk around in, and they got so much more than just that. I've been out there a few times. You can shoot the cannon with the pumpkin in it and stuff, and there's stuff for kids to do, little tiny mazes, and the corn thing that you can jump into with there's a lot to do. Wow. Let's move on. Also on Saturday, Uintah Half Marathon. Dun, 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 dun. This is Dry Fork Canyon. It's $40 fee. It's open to all ages. The bus picks you up at 8 a.m. at Mazer Elementary, drives you all the way to the top of the canyon, and then you got to have a really nice, heart-pumping, sweaty run all the way down. It's going to be really cool too. So it's actually a good time to do it because even though you're getting nice and hot, the temperature is going to be down here somewhere. And also on Saturday, Ashley Valley's Farmers Market. This is the very last one. We've loved this. Outside of the Uintah County Library from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's your last chance to get delicious local produce and other cool stuff. Have a walk in the park before it gets all snowed in. Okay, now let's take a look, quick look at least, at next week, the 26th through the 2nd. Monday, September 26th. Hey, there's no school in Uintah County. My kids are happy. My wife is sad. I still go to work. On to Tuesday, September 27th is the Vernal Chamber Luncheon at Golden Corral at noon. Get yourself a plate with just chips and that cheese sauce. I could eat that all day. Give me a bucket of that. Wednesday, September 28th now, there's a documentary film night. You're going to have to contact the Vernal Chamber for more information. It's called Exit Through the Gift Shop. It's all about this French guy, right, who wants to find Banksy. You might know Banksy. He's like world famous graffiti artist, but he really likes his anonymity. It's a pretty cool show. You should go see it. Thursday, September 29th now, a Social Security workshop. This is good for old and young. 7 keys to enhancing your benefits. It's going to be at the UBATC Vernal campus from noon to 1. A good way to spend your lunch. Also that day, Regional Chamber Summit at the Tuscan Event Center in Price at 6 o'clock at night. This is where all the chambers from everywhere get together and have one really big chamber. Sports Spin also that night. This is Thursday night, 6:30 on VTV Channel 6. It's where again you get to see our friends Mark and John talk about all kinds of cool stuff. sports related, of course. Now on to Friday, September 29th. More VTV football coverage. This is Monticello at Altamont. It starts at 7 p.m. You can stream it live on VTVchannel6.com. Again, live Facebook exclusive post-game show right after the game. Now, let's get into our weekend weather because things are a-changing, people. You may have felt it Thursday of this week. Oh my goodness, did it rain and rain and rain and rain? Well, that's just going to continue on into Friday. Look at that. It's raining. Well, it was raining on Friday, and then it went away. Just know that it was raining on Friday. Here it comes again. 56 degrees is our high, but guess what? Our low is 41, and it continues to plummet. On Saturday, the low is 39. Sunday, the low is 38. We just keep going that direction, even though we get some sunshine the further on into the weekend we go. Now, looking into the next week, it's looking like it's going to be sunny pretty much all next week. You got some chance of clouds there on Wednesday. Your highs go up just a little bit. We're going to be in the mid-60s, low to the mid-40s. We're not quite to winter yet. We still got to make it through all of our Halloween stuff, right? We don't want snow on the ground for Halloween. But man, I love this time of the year. You see the colors changing and the wind and the smell. It's so great. That's all the time we have for this week's community calendar. If you've got an event, let us know. 435-781-1902 or leave a comment. Sure like you guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.